Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another 90-day fiance before the 90 days. Let's get into it. All right. Oh, support my channel, y'all. PayPal, Cash App, Patreon, all down below, and you can all become a member by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. Support your girl's channel and get access to the videos early. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And shout out to Miss Harris. Thank you so much, boo-boo, and everybody else that gave to me on my Cash App, on my PayPal. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Greatly needed. Let's get into it. Ziad left Rebecca. All right. After she told him that she was still married to her ex, he stormed off. And now she's nervous and ready to give up on love if Ziad doesn't forgive her. And I'm just like, y'all go dramatic somebody. Go on somewhere. Like, she's just doing the most. You've been keeping so many secrets from this man. And even though I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and with those childbearing hips, I can't throw him far. But I still feel like, you kept so much from him. It's to be expected that he would be this upset. And she was like, this is the worst case scenario. I'm like, no, the worst case scenario would be for him to just cut all of this off and tell you to get your ass on the plane and go home. That would be the worst. But, whatever. She starts crying, and he talks to her because he went to the tent, but they sit down, and then she explains that she and the ex signed the paperwork, because at first he wasn't really comprehending what she was saying. But she explains that once she gets back home, probably a week after, the divorce will be finalized. But they both signed the papers, and he's the only man for her. He's the only man that she wants. And even though he was very upset with her, he's like, that I am, addict man, and this is not okay. This is not normal for me. And that's all fine and everything. But I still feel like there's something that he's hiding too. That you ain't the only one being flawed, Rebecca. I don't believe that at all. But either way, once he realizes and understands what she's saying, he says that he's not mad about it anymore, and he lets it go. And as long as those papers are filed, he understands now. And it's all good, and there wasn't any grabbing of the neck. So, we're happy about it. Rebecca and Ziad live to fight another day. Ben and Akini. The episode left off last week with Akini's father calling her in during the negotiations for the bride price. And no bride price has actually been set. So there's no amount of money that we know for a fact is good enough. But the amount of money that Ben offers, which is only like $600, 60,000 shillings, was not enough. And she had already told him that 80,000 shillings wasn't enough. But once he went to the ATM and found out how much money he had, he still got to take care of his son. That's all he can give right now is $600. But he says that in the future he will send more money. But he never asked her dad for an exact amount. So now you can just be sending money forever. They cut 2 cakes. One why the cake was half white, half chocolate. People know they're wrong with that. But it looked like they had a good time. And so, that night they consummate the marriage, and the next morning they wake up so that they can discuss some things. But she said that, everything went well with the consummation. I'm like, girl, I don't believe you. You look like you was thoroughly disappointed. But you married to him now, so it don't even matter. But they slept in the same bed and everything. Oh, look at y'all doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow. I'm here for it. Anyway. So they sit down, and he asks, is there a specific price? And she says, you should have talked to my dad about that. Like, that's what y'all should have talked about. I'm not a part of the negotiation. You and my dad got to do the negotiating. He still don't understand this. I don't understand why he couldn't Google it. Why couldn't you get online before you went over there and grasped or had some type of understanding what traditional Kenyan people expect when they're getting married? So I'm just kind of over him and his confusion. I'm over her, bird feeding him the information. But at some point, when are you American people going to do your research? Okay, like, I'm also American. But you know what I'm saying? Like, geez Louise. It's such an ignorant thing. And it seems like you fetishize people, when you don't care enough about their culture to learn about their culture or their language. It just seems like you want somebody to, stick something in. That's it. You don't really care about having conversations and stuff. But Akini is still embarrassed that that's all he can pay. And then later on, they go to dinner. It's his last night. And she finds out that he hasn't told his family that he's married. He hasn't told anybody in his family that he's married. And now she's even more embarrassed. You couldn't pay accurate or accommodating bride price off the top. And now you're telling me that I'm a secret? She's hurt. She's crying. She's upset. He's about to go home. He's going to have to leave her in this, upset state. She asked to wrap up dinner early. Sis was over it. And I can't even really be mad at her because it does feel like everything has, I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at Ben because I feel like things have been rushed. But at the same time, I understand why hasn't a phone call been made to your family to let them know that you're now married? Like, what's happening here? I also feel like I don't understand why he could not wait until he came back the next time and he had more money. Let's be honest. You could have gave them people $3,000 and they would have been happy with that. So you should have set the bride price. You should have said, okay, I'll give y'all $600 right now, and then we'll send the next few payments until I've given y'all $2,500 or something like that for the bride price, and that'll be it. Because he could be paying the bride price for the rest of his life. That's what Akini said. So, if he gonna get got, she gonna let him get got. I don't know what they gonna do, y'all. What they gonna do? He gotta go home and start the K1 visa process. That's gonna cost money. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know if I actually see it for Akini and Ben. Even though they're like the least problematic couple, I don't know if I see it for them. So y'all, let's get to Caesar. I don't know why we still talking to Caesar. You know why? Because a week after Caesar got his face cracked, feelings hurt, and broke up over, voice message or phone from Maria, she calls a text saying that she's sorry and she needs $700 or $800 to pay her bills. So now they back on and popping, and now he's trying to save the money to go to Cuba and meet her because now she's saying she want to meet him. Even though these past 5 years she's found every reason in the book to never meet you face to face, and now the only reason she calling you is because she want more money, and he done ended up sending her $2,000+ talking about I can't remember, I just love her so much, with this goofy stupid smile on his face. Let me tell you something, Caesar. You won't stop playing with my emotions and my feelings right now, because I heard you're an actor, and what you're not about to do is play a role like this and upset me to this degree, because I'm upset and I'm annoyed by you. I'm upset like the friend Jeremy was upset. The friend Jeremy wasn't showing he was upset, but when he sat down with him, he was like, what's it gonna take? How many more times her playing you dust and taking all your money? How many times does that need to happen in order for you to get it? That this girl don't really want to be with you. That this girl really don't mean you no good. That this girl really just want all your little paycheck that you can't afford to continue to give her. You gonna be living under the bridge, Western Union and her money and all of this. Like, I cannot with him. The friend said, well, I can't talk you out of it, so I guess I'm just gonna go. Because what you do with a friend like this? Like, I can't be friends with nobody like Caesar. I'm sorry, baby. You're going to have to be all on your lonesome with this foolishness, because you ain't about to get my blood pressure raised every time you call me to cry about Maria breaking up with your ass because you ain't have enough money to send her. Go on somewhere away from me, Caesar. Get out of my face. I'm over it. I hope she take you for every dime you got since you feel like giving it to her. This is not love. Avery and Terry. Y'all, Avery is back in America, and she goes to a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, to see what her options are with getting Omar over here to America. And we all knew that it was not going to be easy because there is a travel ban on Syrians. So he's a Syrian person. He's from Syria. There's a travel ban. Do you think we're going to give him a K1 visa to come here if there's a travel ban on just traveling back and forth? No, we're not. Okay? The lawyer says that people put forth waivers, but 5% of those waivers actually get answered. And most of the time, they are just gone into obscurity and nobody hears anything back. So they can try, but it doesn't look good. And her mom brings up Avery wanting to go to Syria to be with her husband until the K1 visa process has been resolved. Well, they say that that's not a good choice for her to make. If she goes to Syria, then they might deny the claim because she has to prove that she can take care of him here in America. Meaning she has to be here in America creating a space for him to come come to prove to the government that she's going to be able to be liable for him as a citizen. But see, she's 19. She hasn't done any research. She hasn't read a newspaper. She hasn't read a Twitter post about what's going on in Syria. Enough for her to get married to a man. Now, you can't go there. He can't come here if you're trying to get this visa done. So now what's the other option? For them to try to find somewhere else where a person from Syria can go and have dual citizenship. That's the only way that it will actually work out. But it's hard for a person from Syria to get dual citizenship. Even if he doesn't have a record, even if he is a dentist, it's still difficult because we are at war with them. So I just kind of feel like Avery is stupid and immature. And I feel as if I'm supposed to feel sorry for her, but had you done your research, maybe you wouldn't have decided to marry a man on the other side of the world. And then you're always saying things like, well, I wasn't supposed to marry somebody in America. I was supposed to find my person, and he was all the way across the world. Well, now you don't know if you're ever going to be able to be with the man that you didn't marry because you didn't do your research. Because you feel like you're just moving off of emotion instead of using any of the brain cells that God has given you, Avery. Avery is way too smart to be this stupid. Don't think I don't recognize it, because I see the smart girl inside of her. But I also see a smart person making stupid decisions over and over again. And it's aggravating. It's very aggravating. And then she gonna cry like a sullen teenager and shit. She's a child. She's a child. And I think that Terry being by her side to try to help her through the process is the best thing about all of this, is that her mom tries to help her no matter what. Even though her mom doesn't want her to move anywhere, and she's now happy about that, she still was like, let's go ahead and start the process of him trying to come over here. Even if it's not going to work, let's go ahead and start the process. And Avery is sad and depressed now because she don't know if she's going to be able to see her husband ever again. Child, well, I guess you should have Googled it, huh? Y'all, let's get to Jennifer and Jimmy Neutron. So it's their last day together. She has a modeling gig. And I was just like, girl, America's Next Top Model would have sent you home on the second episode. But go on, girl. Live your life. He watching a baby for her. And she said that ring, she gonna wear the ring on her middle finger so that he knows that he needs to buy her another ring, giving her another woman's trash. He now realizes that it wasn't the best move to make and that he's gonna replace it. But, he didn't think about that beforehand. So he's leaving soon, but they're still hopeful about their relationship. And the hope is that they have sex that night. And that's what they're supposed to do. But since he had to come and babysit her kid while she was working, he didn't get a chance to pack. So once she had gotten off, she fell asleep. So now he's mad at her because she fell asleep. And I'm just sitting up there like, oh, so now you're going to try to blame her for why y'all haven't had sex yet, even though y'all had all these nights together and you have never really tried to make a move. But now since she fell asleep after working all day, it's her fault. Word, Jimmy Neutron. What's going on with you, Jimmy Neutron? Do you have the proper parts down there? Let's talk about it. Because I've been wondering, but I don't want to say nothing. Because, everybody wants to jump off a cliff when you bring attention to something that, you might be milling in the back of your mind. Like, are you scared to have sex with Jennifer because you really have an enlarged clit or a dildo down there? Like, I'm wondering. I'm just saying. I'm wondering. Because I don't know what other reason why you wouldn't have had sex with this girl yet. What, you got a micro penis? Let us know something. Because I feel like no man has ever not had sex with a woman because they knew their peen was too small. I don't think that has ever happened. They didn't put that thing in there and act like they didn't tow some walls up, barely pinched anything. So I just kind of feel like there has to be something else going on as to why Jimmy Neutron has not, put his dick on a booty, like for lack of a better term right now. Like, how many times that I went to sleep on my husband and woke up with something hard against my back? Like, get out of here with that. I feel like there might be something to the idea that Jimmy maybe have been born with a vagina. Just a guess. Just a guess. Observation. Throwing it out there. What do we think? Now let's move on to Darcy and Tom, because Darcy and Tom are living in a fairy tale this episode. Everything is so wonderful. Darcy is about to leave, and Tom told Darcy that they are exclusive, but she's still waiting on the I love you. So they go to this church in Nottingham where it is rumored that Robin Hood and Maiden Marian got married, and it's so romantic. And then they go to dinner later on, and he tells her how, at first he thought that she was just doing too much when she said how in awe of him she really was. But it wasn't these big things that he did. It was all of the small things that he had done that wasn't like being with Jessie. Like, he didn't understand at first that she's been messed over so bad that a man that just treats her nice on a day-to-day basis, she's in awe. Okay, but now he understands that, and now he's in awe of her because she's such a beautiful person on the inside, and she makes him want to be a better person, and he loves her. He says, you know what, I love you, Darcy. So he finally tells her he loves her, and she's like, you know what I'm saying? She's so emotional. She's feeling it. She's in awe. And then he breaks out this little small box. I say, oh, here he go with the gank. Because y'all know that these women think that y'all about to give them a ring and you going to break out a box that's the same size as a ring box with a damn key in it. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. I thought it was going to be some earrings. But I was still like, oh, no, you didn't. You playing with this girl emotions talking about you can come and go as you please. How she going to come and go as she please? She don't live in the same country with you. How she gonna come to your country without telling you first? Like, come on now. You know that's not about to work out like that. That was just dumb to me. Let me tell y'all what I really think. Because they was having this fairy tale, Disney moment with the music playing in the background. And, I love you and I love you too. And I'm just going to go run and hug her one more time before she gets on the plane. Yeah, they was doing all of that when Darcy was leaving, looking like they all in love with each other. But I think Tom just want to be on 90 Day Fiancé, to be honest with you. I think that from what I've seen about Tom online, perpetrating and posting pictures of living a fancy lifestyle when he's still living with his parents or something like that, I'm not sure if that's true. But from what I've seen, I think that Tom likes attention. I think that Tom, wants to be a star. And I think he wants to be a star. And I think that being on this show is the ultimate goal. And I think that he knows what Darcy wants. So as long as he, gives her a little bite at a time, he can keep this going so he can be on this reality show. I'm just sorry. That's the way I feel about it. I don't think he's really in love with Darcy. I don't. Because if that was the case, why have you been so miserable this entire time? But the last day, all of a sudden you in love and y'all done had this wonderful time. All right, Tom. Yeah. Sure. Angela and Michael. Y'all, Angela and Michael had their engagement party and they're scared to tell Michael's mama that Angela ain't having nobody's baby at 53 years old. Okay, they scared to tell her because maybe she'll not want them to get married. So there's that hanging over their heads. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all why I can't stand Angela. Because she was so bothered by putting on the traditional African garb, but you love jumping on top of some Nigerian man's meat. And that's why it works on my nerves. Because I think it's another way when you're fetishizing someone that you only like them because you like a big peen and you like black men. But you don't want to actually be in their culture or wear their traditional garb during a wedding talking about how fat you look. Bitch, it don't matter whether you got on one of them nasty ass t-shirts you keep recycling or if you have on the African garb. Your ass is big. Deal with it. Okay, your ass is big. Deal with it. I mean, you in Africa, ain't nobody mad at you for being big. Down there, if you're big, you got money. That means you eating out here. That's not a bad thing. I'm just aggravated with her always trying to find a reason to not want to participate in his culture. And it just seems disrespectful. So when I see his family put together this beautiful engagement party for this sham of a wedding, I was just disappointed. I was like, y'all went through all of this for them. They didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve none of this. Y'all should have, had a pot out back with one thing in it. Y'all got one choice on the food. They had beautiful place settings and everybody was dressed up and beautiful and the head wraps were gorgeous. I was just like, y'all did way too much for them. They finally sit down and talk to Michael's mama and lie and tell her that her uterus is beautiful and they're going to be able to have a baby. I said their mama must think they got some advances over here in the States that they don't have in Africa. Because, girl, you can look at Angela and see that she ain't about to have no babies. She is not about to be pregnant with no damn child. But y'all want to sit up there and lie to Michael mama. You know why? Because it's a sham of a wedding. And just like Angela wants to be on reality TV, Michael wants a green card. Everybody is in it to win it. And it's all bullshit. And that's just what it is. That's all I got to say, y'all. This episode was good. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one.